Hello, my friend, and greetings from Cedar Falls High School, as Cedar Falls Community Television is once again excited to provide with you. And joining me tonight, longtime Cedar Valley sports Hello, my friend, and greetings from Cedar Falls High School, as Cedar Falls Community Television is once again excited to provide you with high school athletics. It's boys basketball tonight. It's a top 10 matchup as the Cedar Falls Tigers host the Hawks from Cedar Rapids, Prairie. Hi, everybody. Mark Simpson with you, and joining me tonight, longtime Cedar Valley sports personality Eric Braley. And Eric, going into this game, both teams highly ranked, but the big story is Tigers will be without their head coach tonight.
Yeah, adversity at a different type of level. Coach is sick. Next man in, and he has an outstanding staff. Obviously, things are a little bit different when your head coach isn't here, but we'll be following that and just see how the Tigers respond without their head coach here.
Cedar Falls trying to get some revenge after a loss at Cedar Rapids Prairie earlier in the season. Currently in the Associated Press, boys high school rankings in Class 4A, kind of a unique setting here at Cedar Falls and Prairie, both ranked 6th currently in the state, as in the current rankings that are out, Ames is the #1 ranked team in the big schools in the state of Iowa.
A lot of big games tonight across the state, none bigger than the one we're broadcasting here from the Cedar Falls High School Fieldhouse.
Now in the Mississippi Division, the Tigers lead the Hawks by 2 games. Now the first time they met did not count as a conference game. Tonight's game will. So Tigers could take a 2-game lead over the Hawks with a victory tonight on their home court.
Prairie has to be feeling good coming off of that win. 64-56 was the final. That's not a last second half court shot to win it. That's a convincing win over this Tigers team.
Yeah, and that came back earlier in the month as the Tigers opened up the 2022 portion of their schedule. Both teams have been kind of hindered due to the weather here and had limited games here over the last couple of weeks. You see the Hawks, really strong team, and their losses, quality losses to Cedar Rapids Kennedy, and a tough one to a very good Iowa City West team. And they've only played twice in the last 14 days due to opponents they faced dealing with COVID issues and with the weather.
Well, you talk about adversity, and I'd say that's as big of a hurdle for them to overcome. Only playing twice in a 2-week period is going to be tough. Maybe a sluggish, slower start because they just haven't had those game reps against quality opponents recently.
Here are the Hawks starters, a very talented team. Gabe Burkle has committed to Iowa State to play football. He's a big man in the middle.
He's a big guy.
And they have a very good inside-outside game. And for the Cedar Falls Tigers, and then I guess getting ahead of myself, our player to watch, Elijah Ward. He is a guy that can do it all on multiple levels for the Hawks. Averages almost 11 points a game, but also pulls down 5 rebounds, 2 assists, and he's a good, versatile player for Cedar Rapids Prairie.
Yeah, Elijah Ward, he's really talented. He's their leader in field goal percentage, high percentage shooter, as you look at the Tigers starting 5.
Familiar starting 5. Trey Campbell, of course, heading to the University of Northern Iowa. And this is a team that's really played well. Their big men, Corbett and Bear, can hit the 3-pointers, but sometimes in a game like this, it's maybe an unsung player that steps up, and Derek Woods is that type of guy for Cedar Falls.
Yeah, he's not their MVP, but he is extremely valuable on what they're trying to do on both ends of the court. Derek Woods, the junior, getting quality minutes, and look for him to be a difference maker in this game that I predict will go down to the final minute, that 4th quarter.
Woods had a good game against Prairie the first time these two teams met. Tail the tape as we look. The Tigers edge in scoring, but for the most part, very even, and we expect a very close game tonight here as Cedar Falls hosting Cedar Rapids Prairie. It's a huge game with big implications in the Class 4A state rankings. Eric and I will be back with the opening tip-off right after this on Cedar Falls Community Television.
What's the easiest way to buy? The Witham way. That means stocking a wide selection of the area's top-selling pre-owned vehicles that fit any budget. From low-mileage cars to one-owner cars to local trades, we carry the vehicles you want. That's the Witham way. And check your mailbox for this month's specials or online at withamauto.com. Witham Auto Centers in Waterloo, Cedar Falls, and LaPorte City.
Everything we do is driven by you.
The Iowa High School Athletic Association needs your help to add registered sports officials this school year. Officials are needed at all levels in all IHSAA sanctioned sports. Officiating allows you to stay close to the action while serving as a community leader. And in Iowa, high school and junior high games can't take place without them. Visit www.ihsaa.org/officials or highschoolofficials.com for more information. Help the IHSAA add one today.
I am proud to work at Cedar Falls Utilities simply for the reputation that we have within the community. I love serving our customers, our community, and helping them with the needs when they come to us.
It's really just is a collection of people working toward a shared goal for their community. I think that's evident in everything we do.
I think our roles are important to customers. Simply, we get to help people and businesses do life every day.
Ellerson Smith, he's in the NFL. Jalen Seahas was awesome. Oh, Michelle Burrow and Michelle Burvey.
Eric, you look deep in thought.
Well, I'm trying to come up with a former UNI Panther that wore the number 16.
Because it's our 16th season of Panther Sports Talk.
Exactly. I want a big name or a huge memory.
With a 16 reference, right? That's a sweet idea.
Doesn't David Johnson have like 16 school records?
You might be overthinking this.
Shape up at the Cedar Falls Recreation and Fitness Center. Push yourself with high-intensity interval training. Pump it up in our Strength and Cardio Conditioning Center. Fitness classes include yoga, cycling, and TKO kickboxing. It's all included with your membership. We offer childcare and newly renovated locker room. Whatever your fitness level, we have a place for you at the Cedar Falls Recreation and Fitness Center.
The Iowa High School Athletic Association would like to take this opportunity to remind you that sportsmanship starts with you. Good sportsmanship means showing respect to student athletes, coaches, officials, schools, and to those around you, regardless of how an event is going. Good sportsmanship shows character, accountability, and sets a positive example on and off the field. The IHSAA thanks you for being a good sport for tonight's game.
Welcome back. Mark Simpson with Eric Prairie, ready to provide you with the coverage of tonight's high school matchup between Cedar Falls and Cedar Rapids Prairie. Some of the keys for tonight's game for the Hawks: get back on D, hold Cedar Falls. Strong transition game tonight.
I mean, the Tigers are averaging 68 points, Mark. So you got to get back to try and stop them from getting some easy buckets.
Other keys contain Trey Campbell and to keep Cedar Falls off the boards.
Yeah, Campbell, he's definitely a guy that can take a game over. His numbers are staggering.
There's Chris Divig. He'll be one of the co-coaches tonight with John Yoakum. And we'll go to the Cedar Falls keys here in just a bit. You know, it's just to bring the intensity. They came out soft the first time these two teams met. Dallas Bayer, quick three, no good. And Burkle tips the ball to himself. And here come the Hawks.
I like the Bears looking for a shot early, trying to be the aggressor.
Elijah Ward, the guy we featured for the Hawks in our pregame show.
Feel that intensity right from the tip. This game means a ton in the conference. It means a ton for the across the state standings as well. It has that postseason feel.
Bayer guarding Wagonmaster as the Hawks playing catch around the perimeter. Good move to the basket by Jake Walter, and he draws contact. You look at the stats, the Hawks, they go to the free throw line a lot, and their head coach Jeremy Rickardson says that is an emphasis for this team.
Well, it was a really good half-court set defensively for Cedar Falls, but then just a little seam for the 5'11" senior guard Jake Walter, and he just lowered his head and attacked the rim. And his main goal was to draw contact, draw a foul, and get to the charity stripe. You can tell getting fouls on their opponents is a point of emphasis, but also making good at the charity stripe as well, as they had the first points in this ball game.
Walter, a 73% shooter, connects on both, and it's the Hawks with an early 2-0 lead. Aaron Brose through the lane, just misses the shot. Again, Burkle clears the boards, and Cedar Rapids Prairie in their black uniforms and the orange numerals bring the ball up the floor.
2 good looks for the Tigers, but good job by Prairie to make sure they aren't crashing the offensive glass and getting a second opportunity on those offensive possessions. It's been one and done for CF, and that's why they're looking to get their first points here.
Campbell across half court. Again, he's committed to the University of Northern Iowa, averaging crazy numbers this year, 25 points a ball game. He's just one of those stat stuffers. Does it rebounding, assists, turns the ball over. Fliss on the breakaway for Prairie and takes advantage of a rare turnover by Campbell, and it's a 4-0 lead for the Hawks. Deontay Fliss just directed into the starting lineup a couple games ago. Other end of the floor and cutting through the lane. It's a good Elijah Ward, and the Hawks get off to the start they wanted, and Cedar Falls, what they wanted to avoid, fall behind 6-0.
Well, I mentioned that Prairie might come out sluggish. They've only played 2 games in the last 14 days, and the exact opposite. They're just chomping at the bit for the opportunity to come on the road and prove that that win over Cedar Falls earlier in the month was not a fluke. And right now the Tigers are getting the shots they want. They're just not falling. And 2 free throws and a couple of field goals, and Prairie likes where they are. So much time left in this game, obviously, but got to get in a groove. Cedar Falls on the offensive end.
There's the basket by Deontay Fliss after Campbell lost the handle of it. So it's a 6-0 lead for the Hawks. Cedar Falls minus head coach Ryan Schultz. And Chris Divig and John Yoakum joke that if you see them on the bench on their cell phone, it's Coach Schultz calling them. Another good look for the Tigers, but tough luck as Campbell's shot rims out, and the Hawks have the basketball. Cedar Falls scoreless so far, 5:45 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, it's not as much that Prairie's been playing great defense. It's just the shots are not falling. Great defensive swat.
Big block by Cade Corbett, but the Hawks run down the loose basketball. Wagamaster, whose dad is one of the assistant coaches for the Hawks, scores, and 8-0. Cedar Rapids Prairie off to the fast start in the opening quarter. Situation like this, you tend to maybe play a little bit too fast if you fall behind in a big game like that. Let's see how Cedar Falls reacts. Right on cue, Aaron Brose connects on a 3 for the Cedar Falls.
Big shot by the senior, as that could be something that kind of opens up the floodgates. Once that first one goes, the shots could start dropping for CF.
In the corner, it's Ward with the shot, missed. Dallas Bear, big man, can handle the ball very well, almost like a guard at 6'8", as Campbell's off right, and Burkle touches it last, going after the long rebound.
Great hustle, not giving up on the play. Long shots usually have long rebounds, and look at this hustle play. And because of that, the Tigers keep possession in this 8-3 ball game midway through this first quarter.
Brose, he is fouled. That's going to be a non-shooting call.
Yeah, but it's still attacking. He looked for a shot deep, but he has the ability to penetrate and get to the rim as well.
3 new players coming in for the Hawks. We'll see Everett Cook, Mikkel Taylor, and Braden Dirksen into the ball game. And Cedar Falls will bring in the the talented freshman, Anthony Galvin, into the game along with Jake Peters.
You know you're good when you're a freshman playing in this basketball game because these squads are stacked.
Campbell, so smooth, and he gets his first 2 points of the game. He averages almost 26 a game.
Yeah, that's the one adjective I would say to describe Trey Campbell on the football field, running track, or on the basketball court. Mr. Smooth. Effortless.
Tigers, 5-0 run. Cut the lead to 3 after the Hawks got off to that fast start.
Student section getting loud. Again, this is on the Tigers' home court. Using that to their advantage. It should be worth a couple of points.
Here's Fliss, open baseline shot, miss. And the Tigers come out running. Hawks get back well defensively. Bear wraparound pass, and just behind Jake Peters and off his hands.
Good idea with the pick and roll. Peters sets a hard screen and rolls off. Pass just a bit high and off the hands.
8-5. Prairie, they want the score in the 50s. As the Cedar Falls team get up and down the court in a hurry.
Well, and Campbell averages 26, and this Tiger team, again, averaging almost 70. Yeah, I think about anyone who plays the Tigers this year would love to have the final score be in the 50s.
Deontay Fliss scores his second field goal of the game. Other end of the court, Campbell is fouled.
It's just the second foul on Prairie. Tigers have only committed 1 so far in this game. No one with more than 1 personal foul here in the early goings.
5-point lead for the Hawks, and again, a careless turnover by Cedar Falls.
Yeah, just not on the same page.
Trying to draw the charge is Anthony Galvin on Mikkel Taylor's take to the basket.
But it's a 50-50 call in my opinion. He is backpedaling, but it gets in the right spot on the court, has the hand straight up, but the official felt that his feet were not set long enough, but you love that effort out of the freshman in Galvin.
This is Jack Wagamaster down low, and this is Reed Burkle. Gets a good look, he misses. Oh, we got a foul though on Aaron Brost on the weak side. So
yeah, Brost was trying to tip it, as you see on this replay here, and they say kind of climbed over the back, some contact. So Prairie with a 5-point lead in the basketball here.
Taylor bounces it to Burkle, goes hard to the basket. Cedar Falls got a hand on that.
Dallas Bear timed it perfect. The extension and the block shot.
Campbell, shots aren't falling for him early, but he's, again, another strong look to get open. 10-5, the Hawks have the basketball. Everett Cook feeding it to Reed Burkle. Fliss trying to bank it in, no good, and there's Galvin, the 9th grader, with the board.
It's a big board by the freshman, but also Bear flying out there might have altered that shot for a miss. Another turnover, and Campbell says, my bad, and that's just a lot of turnovers in this first quarter so far by CF.
Underneath, this is Fliss. Hawks, a minute 56 to go here in the opening quarter. They jump down to an 8-0 lead, now lead 10-5, and Campbell forces the tie-up.
Look at that intensity. Saw it out there and says, that ball is mine. Reaches in, forces the tie-up, the alternating possession arrow. Good court awareness.
And the Hawks bringing in some new players onto the floor. This is Reed Burkle. Excuse me, I was getting him confused with Braden Dirksen earlier. This is Reed Burkle, Reed Burkle's number 4 on the court right now.
Well, the Tigers and the Hawks are definitely going to the bench early, and it's not just going to be 6 or 7 players that are going to win this game for their school. It's going to be a full team effort, and the level, the intensity this game is being played at, it's going to be good to get some extra minutes for your starters out to rest up.
Here's Derek Woods, misses, and the Tigers having a hard time against this Hawks D. And there's Woods. Oh, keeps it alive and scores.
Doesn't give up on it. Big spark for Cedar Falls.
Approaching 1 minute left here in this first quarter.
It feels like the momentum has shifted in favor of Cedar Falls. That jump ball tie-up, that great play there, and now forcing a turnover. We're under a minute to go here. The Tigers could pull within one or tie this thing up.
Trey Campbell, foul going to the basket. Man, that'll be on Elijah Ward.
Here's that defensive stop. The double team collapses. And then what does Campbell do? Having a rough night shooting? I'm going to attack, draw the foul. And a quick breather. I like this play call. Get Trey a little bit of rest to close out this first quarter. He should be fresh at the start of the second period in what could be a one-possession ball game.
Cade Corbett way out on top. Cedar Falls holds it for the final shot. We're down to 35 seconds remaining in the first quarter, down by 3. Carter Jewell, the senior, gives it off. This is Brost.
A lot of weapons on the court for Cedar Falls right now, but
there's Woods, our feature player, attacking the basket. Misses the shot, and last touch by Wagamaster.
I was thinking they might hold, but he got a step on his defender, got in close on that low block, and it's hard to pass up that opportunity. Did you tell him he's our featured player? Because he's playing like it here in this first period.
They put in the sharpshooter Galvin into the game, replacing Carter Jewell with 18 seconds to go. Bear, high post. No look pass. Oh, and Bros can't finish.
What a feed. Wow, that was beautiful.
Final seconds of the first quarter. Prairie a chance for the final shot. And a improvised look, miss by Walter, and that will end the first quarter. So it's a 10-7 lead for Cedar Rapids Prairie after one in this battle of 4A heavyweights. We'll be back with more after this on Cedar Falls Community Television.
The Iowa High School Athletic Association would like to take this opportunity to remind you that sportsmanship starts with you. Good sportsmanship means showing respect to student athletes, coaches, officials, schools, and to those around you, regardless of how an event is going. Good sportsmanship shows character, accountability, and sets a positive example on and off the field. The IHSAA thanks you for being a good sport for tonight's game.
Cedar Rapids Prairie jumped out to an 8-0 lead. They now lead 10-7 heading into the second quarter. Mark Simpson along with Eric Braley here on Cedar Falls Community Television.
There you see Trey Campbell, and there's definitely room for improvement in the second, third, and fourth quarter. No doubt he will, and that's the thing. This is a one-possession ball game, and the Tigers played arguably one of their sloppiest quarters to date, only scoring 7 points. That's on pace to only score 28 in this game, and they're averaging close to 70. Give credit to Prairie and their half-court defense, but I expect this offense is going to get going for Cedar Falls sooner rather than later in this ball game here, as the tide has turned. As you see another foul call, that's their 4th already against the Prairie Hawks in this game.
Tigers struggling, but give credit to Cedar Rapids Prairie. Is a very good defensive team. They hang their hat on that. Boy, Campbell shakes his head. You usually don't see much emotion from Trey. Ball just not dropping for him. 10-7, Hawks up by 3. One of those games where it seems every possession is critical. Oh, what a catch by Gabe Barkle, the spin move in the basket.
Good awareness once he did catch it to know where the defender was. He spun away and resulted in an easy layup.
And the Tigers,
another turnover.
Wagamaster throwing it off Galvin. But Burkle started as a freshman and sophomore and then missed his junior year last year due to an ACL injury. And back as a senior. Of course, he's committed to play football at Iowa State for Matt Campbell and the Cyclones. He was an all-state tight end for Cedar Rapids Prairie.
Prairie had a pretty good year.
And Iowa State's been pretty good with tight ends of late. You wonder how much Burkle will blossom on the collegiate level. 12-7 our count. In the corner, Elijah Ward shot miss. There's Fliss keeping the possession alive. Burkle showing some range as the big man hits from outside.
Well, the tide is officially changed back to the Hawks, and because the Tigers need to box out and make sure they do not allow offensive rebound opportunities. That second chance point. And another rough shooting night.
Yeah, Dallas Bear forced that one up. No good. Bear and Corbett yet to get on the scoreboard for the Tigers. Down by 7, 6:16 to go in the first half. Hawks on the road trying to come away with a signature victory.
And they already have one good signature victory over CF this year. You just see the aggressiveness. And they're not trying to milk the clock with a 7-point lead here or anything. They are on attack mode.
Foul is going to be called on Aaron Prost, his second. So a chance for a 3-point play. Now Cedar Falls down by 9. They'll bring out Prost. Carter Jewell, the 5'10 senior, re-enters. As Jack Wagmaster, his dad, a longtime coach at Kirkwood Community College. He's a volunteer assistant coach for the Hawks. That's some good expertise to have from a volunteer coach. There's Campbell trying to get his game jump started. Boy, I have never seen Trey struggle like this shooting as he comes up short.
Well, I mean, Dallas Bear averaging 14 points and Campbell averaging 26. Between the two of them, you only got 2 points.
And a silly foul by Corbett way out on top. He picks up his second. And now he's going to have to sit for a while. Jake Peters will come in, the burly 6'1 junior. Played a good role for the Tigers this year. He and Burkle down low. That's a couple of heavyweights. Fliss in the corner. Hawks playing with confidence, a double-digit lead. Burkle out to Ward, who travels. That's a 7-0 run by the Hawks as they lead 17-7. Ryan Schultz, again, the head coach, Cedar Falls, not available tonight. He is sick. So co-coaches tonight, Chris Divig and John Yoakum are the co-coaches tonight. Chris Divig, see him standing. As we have an offensive foul away from the basketball. I think that's on Peters.
Yeah, it was away from the basketball. And, you know, that's going to be another turnover. The Tigers don't get a shot up. Two things working against Cedar Falls right now if you're just tuning in. One, they're missing the majority of their shots. And two, they're turning the ball over way too much. And those two things add up to a double-digit deficit so far.
Good ball movement by the Hawks.
Both those things easily can be corrected with an eternity left here in this basketball game.
Ward, good pump fake. Kicks it out to Burkle. Tigers can provide problems with their length defensively, and Fliss turns it over. And now Cedar Falls has the ball, 4:49 to go here. And yet to score in this second quarter. Like the first quarter, Eric, a slow start.
Yeah, and I thought the Tigers would get to 9 or 10 points at the end of the first quarter, and they didn't do that. And it's just looking around at each other, waiting to see who's going to make the play. And a lot of different types of lineups that we have seen on the court for both teams in this game so far. That is now the 5th foul against Prairie. The Tigers have committed 6, so both teams very close to getting into bonus.
That's going to be called on Everett Cook, 6'1 senior reserve. Campbell held to 2 points so far in this ball game. He's got good looks. They're just not falling, and there it goes again. Straight on, but it hits the back iron. Here's Dallas Bear. He's yet to score from the baseline. His shot kisses it off the glass for 2, and he's gets his first 2 points. He averages almost 14 a game for Cedar Falls.
Gorgeous play. Beautiful move. The footwork. The shot off the glass. That he'll be playing at the next level, no doubt about that. There's shots like that in his arsenal.
He's getting a lot of looks from Division I schools. He's just a junior. Wagamaster kicks it out to Cook. Oh, Dallas Bear keeps it alive, but finally steps out of bounds. But crowd appreciates his hustle.
Yeah, when you're 6'8" post players diving on the court like that, Tigers want this one and looking for a turning point here, a spark.
Again, the first time these two teams met, it did not count as a Mississippi Division game. So this one does. So this has huge significance in the standings in the conference. Hawks very patient offensively. Taylor has the ball stripped out of his hands, and then was it last touch by Cedar Falls? It was, as it goes out of bounds.
Good help defense. As soon as the penetration into the paint, you see 1, 2, 3 white uniforms all around him, and almost forces the turnover by that defensive help defense.
Veteran Prairie team trying to get the sweep of the Tigers this season. Has the basketball. Fliss to Taylor on his left. Now Burkle, ball knocked loose. Derek Woods hustling, strips it.
Plays like that make a difference.
Campbell behind him to the trailing Peters. Posting up, and Campbell is fouled from behind. And that's going to be on Cook. And now both teams will be in the bonus on the next personal foul.
And that's the second. And as you take a look at just strategy, it depends on what part of the game you're at. And now with 3 minutes to go, I'm just blown away that Cedar Falls has only scored 9 points so far in this game. And another turnover, again, averaging close to 70.
That's the first half that Trey Campbell will want to forget. Those Tigers, yeah, again, this high-scoring team held to just 9 points so far. 2:40 to go here in the first half. Hawks jumped out to that 8-0 lead and have not looked back. They have played impressive here on the road. Walter misses. Oh, Campbell can't hold on to the rebound, but Fliss touches it last as it goes out of play.
Could have called an offensive foul there. He comes running in with a forearm extended to try and get some separation from Campbell. Just trying to clear some space.
And despite all the struggles for Cedar Falls, they're only down by 8. So it's not out of the woods yet here as they almost turn the ball over. Now they do, as it's been a tough first half for Cedar Falls. Here's Wagamaster for 3. No good, but he's fouled by Bear, and he'll get 3 attempts at the free throw line.
Yeah, his momentum just took him, barely touched. Potentially some nice acting on the follow through, but contact was made as he was coming down on his shot. And 3 free throws. Man, if they can push this to 20-9, they just want to get, when you're playing a team as good as Cedar Falls, you want to get as much separation. It's like in insurance, trying to widen the gap as much as possible because you just feel like, okay, Cedar Falls is going to go on the run. These are free points, free opportunities, and not making good on any so far with one coming.
Wagamaster, 74% free throw shooter, misses the first 2. His last attempt, and gets that to go. So they've doubled up the lead on Cedar Falls as we approach 2 minutes to go here in this first half. And Bear is fouled from behind, and he'll go to the free throw line, shooting a 1-and-1 as Deontay Fliss picks up his second personal. So
Bear 18 of 23 from the charity stripe. That's 79%.
Bear just 2 points in the game so far. But he will get the bonus. Only the 3rd point scored in the 2nd quarter for the Tigers. but still only down by 7.
And that's the thing. You can't panic. I mean, we're not even in the second half yet. It's been a horrendous start for Cedar Falls, but coming back from 7 down is something that can be done this quarter, let alone in the third or fourth quarter.
Walter misses the finger roll, but gets his own offensive rebound. First time these two teams met, Hawks led by 19 at halftime. Walter misses. This time, Cedar Falls able to corral the rebound and try to cut into that Hawks 7-point lead. In the corner, Galvin, the freshman, his three-pointer long. Woods, offensive rebound.
He's been the difference maker, doing the little things.
Difficult shot by Bear, rolls out, and the Hawks, long lead pass. Tough catch underneath by Reed Burkle, and the Hawks, they turn the ball over. Bear, 3 on the transition game, won't go. Look at that. Hawks keeping Cedar Falls off the boards.
Timeout called.
As Jeremy Rickardson, the head coach for the Hawks, calling the timeout. We see the defense by Jake Peters coming up with that interception, and Tigers, there's Chris diving in the middle, and they're in the gray pullover, talking with his team. Chris has been with the program a long time. His 19th year as an assistant. He was started with Jerry Slikus. And there's John Yoakum in the red. He's also one of the co-coaches tonight.
Yeah, even though head coach Schultz isn't here, Tigers definitely in good hands. You can't pin this on the fact that.
And the white, that's Coach Rickardson, who's in his 8th year. He played college basketball at Coe, and that's how he kind of got into the Cedar Rapids area. He's originally from Clinton. Final minute here. See if the Hawks will hold it for that last shot. Nope, Walters open 3 and misses. Tigers, Bear gets the rebound. He's fouled over the back, and clock stops, and he'll go to the free throw line.
He's over 70% free throw shooter. This is an opportunity to cut into the lead. And now there's 2 players with 2 fouls for Cedar Rapids Prairie. No matter what happens, the Tigers won't be trailing at half by as much as they were the first time they played.
Shooting a 1-and-1, and he'll get the bonus.
Good job. Calm, cool. Again, he's had a couple 3-point shots rim out. He's had a frustrating first half, held below his average, but yet he makes good on his last 4 free throws to cut this down to a 2-possession ball game.
Bear is all 6 Cedar Falls points in this second quarter. 35 seconds to go here before halftime. Hawks up by 5. Tigers trying to come up with a big defensive stand. Oh, Ward lost control of the ball, but able somehow to get it back to Burkle.
Could have been called to travel. He did. He got in deep and had no idea where he was or what he was doing with it.
15 seconds before intermission. Jake Walter has it. 8 seconds between the circles. Walter takes off to the basket. Kicks it out to Ward. 1 second. Can he get the shot off? No, the Tiger defense comes out with a big stand. And we'll go into halftime with Cedar Rapids Prairie leading the Tigers by 5, 18-13. So Cedar Falls struggles against that Hawks defense in the first half. Can they get it going in the third quarter? We'll see. Eric and I will be right back with the start of the second half right after this on Cedar Falls Community Television.
What's the easiest way to buy? The Witham Way. And that means offering you the convenience you need when shopping our 3 locations in Waterloo, Cedar Falls, and LaPorte City. These locations mean always having the inventory you want when you want it. That's the Witham Way. And check your mailbox for this month's specials or online at withamauto.com. Witham Auto Centers in Waterloo, Cedar Falls, and LaPorte City.
Everything we do is driven by you.
It's a low-scoring game at halftime as Cedar Falls down by 5 to the visiting Hawks from Cedar Rapids Prairie. Hi, everybody. Mark Simpson along with Eric Braley here on Cedar Falls Community Television. A defensive first half. Otherwise, and both teams struggled at scoring. You see a turnover by Cedar Falls leads to a Deontay Fliss layup as the Hawks jumped out to an 8-0 lead to begin the ball game. Jack Wagamaster with a jumper from the elbow. Trey Campbell finding Aaron Brose with a 3. That finally got the Tigers on the board after that slow start. And that basket by Trey Campbell, his only 2 points the first half as they contained him as he comes into the game averaging almost 26 a ball game. You look at the Hawks getting stuffed defensively by Dallas Bear. Derek Woods for the Tigers hustling tonight and picking up his only basket of the first half, but he did a lot of other little things very well. And just see the type of night it was for Trey Campbell.
Those are great looks, Mark. Those are great looks. And I have full confidence that those shots will fall in the second half. You just got to flush it. You got to be like, all right, we're down two possessions here, and let's keep playing our game. Shooters shoot, keep on working to get high percentage shots. And, you know, Bear really carried them down the stretch. He found a way to get to the free throw line. Sure, it helped that they were in the bonus, but once he got there, he splashed in the free throws, gave them the points they needed. And the Tigers, how much were they down last time they played Prairie?
By 19 at halftime.
Right? And now they're in a much better spot. They're at home. It's a 5-point game. And in this game, very much hanging in the balance with 16 minutes to go here. Let me also say this. Last night, Missouri Valley Conference men's basketball, Loyola, who's been in the top 25, they defeated Southern Illinois 44-39. Folks, that's a final score, and they play 20-minute half. So low-scoring games happen from time to time by great defense and by off-shooting nights. We knew that this top 10 matchup, this top 6 matchup would be a close game. I just thought it'd be in the 30s by now.
Well, Tigers trying to avoid a slow start, which happened in the first and second quarters. Tigers get the ball, and following the turnover by Cedar Rapids Prairie, Trey Campbell. Got to think he'll have a bounce-back second half after a tough first 2 quarters. Down low, Bear gets the positioning, but hurries the shot, and it's missed. Hawks doing a good job controlling the rebounds. I guess their keys to the game, they have worked that to perfection. They've contained Campbell. They've kept Cedar Falls off the boards, and they've got back on D.
They most certainly have. And, you know, those are the things you have to do to beat an opponent on their home court that has all the weapons that Cedar Falls has.
Cade Corbett, who missed most of the first half because of foul problems, just picked up his 3rd.
Yeah, it's not a good one.
No.
He's going to have to come to the bench, and he's going to have to sit on that bench for the majority of this 3rd quarter.
So Cade Corbett, the 6'7" junior, really not much of a factor here in this game so far. Inbounds pass, and that's caught by Elijah Ward. Same starters for both teams here in this 3rd quarter. As a good look by Ward, and he rattles it in for his 2nd field goal of the game.
Ward doing a good job of getting inside the paint. You don't have to get right under the hoop, you know, in that 7-8 foot range. Those are high percentage shots.
Straight on 3 is good, and that's encouraging for Cedar Falls fans as Trey Campbell lets it fly. Now it's just a 4-point lead for the Hawks.
Trey came out of the locker room and put up some threes, and he was just knocking them in. And I think he knew that, okay, again, it's a whole new opportunity. It's a whole new quarter, and he's got to have a big half to carry his team to the victory.
That's the thing about athletics. You got to have a short memory.
You really do.
As Gabe Burkle stumbles and call for the travel, and here's Cedar Falls trying to pull with, well, get closer here, down by 4. Woods over to Brost. Dallas Bear, 3-ball, good, and it's just a 1-point game.
Well, we said Campbell averages almost 30. Bear averages 15. And back-to-back three-pointers, and we got a game here.
Look, they're going to call foul against Cedar Falls, and that's going to be on Woods on the drive by Jake Walter.
Well, I know that Jeremy Rickardson, the head coach for Prairie, said at halftime, I guarantee he said, they are going to make a run. The Tigers are going to make a run. They're going to get back into this thing. We're not going to hold them to 8 points in the third quarter. How are we going to respond when they make the run?
Hawks as a team are 69% on the year. And Walter makes 1 out of 2. 2-point lead for the Hawks, trying to beat Cedar Falls for the second time this year. Tigers trying to come away with a big win in the MVC. What a dish! Oh, a dime by Campbell, and Bear ties it up at 21.
Those two are on the same page. They just glance at each other. Bear cut. The pass is right on the money, and now defense.
And Brost with the steal. And the Tigers take their first lead of the evening.
23-21. The intensity is cranked up several notches here in the last minute.
The bleacher creatures making a lot of noise as Elijah Ward turns it over. Prairie calls a timeout as Cedar Falls surging here to begin this third quarter.
2 big three-pointers, some stellar defense, and really playing their style of basketball. There's the first 3, top of the key. Watch Bear coming off the screen, does not hesitate, lets it fly. See the energy and the emotion as that ball goes through the rim, and then some forced turnovers. And there's that offense that we knew the Tigers had.
Cedar Falls outscoring the Hawks 10-3 to begin this third quarter. And Cedar Falls seeming to get their mojo back here. As Tigers playing without their head coach Ryan Schultz tonight, who's sick. So Chris Divig and John Yoakum, co-coaches tonight. Now the Tigers on the floor with Bear, Campbell, Jake Peters now on the court, Derek Woods, and Aaron Brost.
Well, the reason why these two teams are in the top 10 and vying for a conference title is because they are veteran group, both of them. And you know, if you looked at the roster for Prairie and saw a bunch of freshmen and sophomores, I'd say they're in trouble here. But one of their strengths is their senior leadership. So there's ebbs and flows of a competitive matchup like this, and right now the Tigers are red hot and they are leading, but there's again an eternity on the clock here, and let's see how Prairie responds with that senior leadership.
Following the timeout, Cedar Falls turns it over. Here comes Cedar Rapids Prairie. Fliss, the lob into Burkle, makes the catch in traffic, but then can't hold on to it.
I mean, 4 guys collapsed on him immediately.
Dallas Bear, spin move, baseline, stripped out of his hands, and Walter with it, the long lead pass. Fliss, oh, what a feed! Basket and a foul. What a spectacular play by the Hawks.
It was all he could do to save it from going out of bounds. I don't even know if he knew his teammate was there. He just threw it back in desperation. And plays like that tie this thing up.
Wow. Highlight reel basket for Cedar Rapids Prairie. Ward trying to complete the three-point play, but misses.
Yeah, they've been struggling at the free throw line in this ball game.
Now they're 5 out of 9 at the charity stripe.
I mean, every point is so crucial.
Oh, what a move by Campbell, and he is fouled. That's going to be on the big man, Burkle.
Clearly you want to get points, but getting another foul on Burkle and getting to the free throw line, that is big.
Burkle, that's only his first foul, though. He's done a good job avoiding the referee's whistle. As Campbell, a very good free throw shooter.
Love how he keeps the dribble there. Keeps the play alive. and then quickly pops up and goes on attack mode.
Drake Campbell should be in that World Series of Poker with that stone face he always has. Makes both free throws. And Cedar Falls back on top by a basket. 4:13 to go here in the third quarter. Cold outside, but it's heating up in here, isn't it?
It most certainly is. It's been a close game, but now it's a close, fun game as both teams are trading baskets.
Hawks with some reserves into the game, and Dirksen, big man, he's fouled by Peters from behind. Now Jake Peters, that's his third personal. So
yeah, two big players, post players, going to be on the bench for, I would guess.
Well, they're going to bring Corbett into the game. So with halfway through this third quarter, Chris Divig taking a chance here.
Well, it's a learning opportunity. It's Cade averaging 7.5 points per game. You got to play smart. And if you're Prairie, you got to attack Cade and try and get him to pick up that fourth.
Spin move in the lane. The shot over Bear is missed. And there's Galvin, probably the smallest player on the floor, coming up with the rebound.
Has a nose for the basketball, doesn't he?
Tigers up by 2. Campbell takes it hard, and foul's going to be on Everett Cook, and now he has picked up his third personal, so foul's starting to make a difference for both teams. Oh, I thought they said on 20. It's going to be on 30. That's going to be on Dirksen, not Cook, so Cook still with 2.
Campbell so good with ball handling. That's what Coach Jacobson and the UNI Panthers are excited to have. But can break the opponent's ankles and can get inside. And who cares if he's not making those shots as he's getting fouled as he drives to the rim, because he's making his free throws.
There's Campbell with the steal. And obvious foul, probably a smart one by Wagamaster to stop a Campbell fast break. Campbell wants an intentional foul.
I mean, he
That's
did.
a good question here. Is Coach Divig asking the officials as well, but it looks like no. Now, Eric, you're close to the UNI basketball program, which is very heavy with the talented guards right now.
Yeah.
But,
he fits
next
right
year,
in
I wonder, how do you keep Campbell off the court next year?
Yeah, you got Bowen Bourne, you got Nate Heisey, you got Antoine Kimmons, but there is definitely some room because he provides some traits that some of those guys don't have and complements their game a whole heck of a lot too.
Dallas Bear with a good look after Campbell's three-point miss, but
I like they're taking those shots though.
Here's Walter. Look how aggressive he is, but lost the handle, cleaning up and scores, and fouled is Dirksen. And the hoop and the harm is. That's the second time they've got kind of a sloppy fast break, but somehow able to get a basket and a foul out of it.
And Corbett. Or are they going to call Woods with it?
Yeah, it's going to be Woods.
Corbett was right there, so good thing that's only 2.
Braden Dirksen, the three-point play. Hawks needed that. It's 27-26. Cedar Falls clinging to a one-point lead with 2:52 to go here in this third quarter. So Tigers down by 5 at halftime, have a 1-point advantage. Showing more life offensively after a struggle the first 2 quarters. These Hawks, though, they play good team defense.
They do.
God.
And another turnover. Probably the most turnovers Cedar Falls has had this season in a game. Like the idea, trying to
Carter
get
Jewell
the back cut.
Into the game. Out goes Anthony Galvin for Cedar Falls. So it's Bear, Corbett, Jewell, Brost, Campbell on the floor for the Tigers. Here's Gabe Burkle, big man. Kicks it out. An extra pass to Taylor, but good team defense by Cedar Falls. Now Burkle gets the post up, and Bear with the two-hand volleyball type block.
Incredible timing.
And Bears cut off nicely defensively. That's a really good play by Reed Burkle for Cedar Rapids Prairie. 3-ball, air ball by Campbell, but nice play by Corbett to save that to Bear.
Yeah, Corbett, good hustle.
Carter Jewell misses, put back out of nowhere. Cade Corbett, his first basket of the game is a big one.
He owned that possession. He got the offensive rebound. He got the putback. The Tigers up by 3.
Burkle muscles in on Corbett, who's playing with 3 personals, but Burkle called for the steps.
Do you know
travel.
why? Because of the defense at the other end. Corbett knows he cannot foul. He's straight up, but he forces him to turn the ball over. Great job in the last 30-second sequence by Corbett.
Campbell attacks the floater, hits the front end of the rim, and now the Hawks come up running. It's going to struggle offensively for Trey Campbell tonight. But Cedar Falls still ahead by 3.
How many free throws does he have, though? He's doing a good job in this third quarter.
Oh, and we have a turnover against the Hawks. It's on Taylor. Or wait, no, we have an offensive foul.
Look at what he does with that arm. You can't, it's not football. You can't stiff arm to get that separation there. And it is frustrating when you get into the lane, get into the paint, there's lots of bodies there. You're trying to get a little bit of an inch. And Taylor, he's a talented player, but the officials are looking for that play.
Just a tough, hard-nosed Mississippi Valley Conference matchup between these two very talented ball clubs. 54 seconds to go in the third. A lob caught by Corbett, goes up hard, and I think Reed Burkle may have got a piece of that. Hawks down by 3, have the basketball. 35 seconds to go here in an intense second half. Elijah Ward kicks it out to Cook. Burkle wide open underneath. Corbett had slipped and was just getting up when Burkle got the feed and scores the basket.
But smart not to pick up the foul.
1-point game. Cedar Falls will hold it now for the last shot of the third.
Well, Prairie won the first and the second quarter. Tigers winning the third quarter here.
Final moments of the third, and Campbell is fouled. Now Cook will pick up his third personal. 1.6 seconds remaining.
So quick, drives the lane, and contact's coming every single time. I tell you what, Mark, I think the Tigers and the Hawks could win this game at the free throw line with both teams already with 5 fouls. Both teams will be in the bonus probably early on in the fourth quarter. And the way Cedar Falls is shooting free throws compared to the way that Prairie's shooting free throws, advantage CF.
11 points now for Campbell. Final second, desperation heave, way off the mark, and we'll go into the fourth quarter. Cedar Falls now with a 3-point lead after being down by 5 at halftime. Eric and I will be back right after this. You're watching Tiger Basketball on Cedar Falls Community Television.
I am proud to work at Cedar Falls Utilities simply for the reputation that we have within the community. I love serving our customers, our community, and helping them with the needs when they come to us.
It's really just is a collection of people working toward a shared goal for their community. I think that's evident in everything we do.
I think our roles are important to customers. Simply, we get to help people and businesses do life every day.
Upcoming events here on Cedar Falls Community Television. Some exciting UNI men's basketball. They're playing well right now.
Yeah, I'm excited to be on the call for those 2 games. And the Panther Sports Network should be favored against Illinois State. And then you have the rematch with Bradley. So UNI men's basketball has 3 losses this year. Bradley, 2 points. And then 2 games, Valpo and Drake in overtime. 2 overtime losses and 2 points. Away from being a perfect Valley season so far for UNI. They've turned it around once we flip the calendar to 2022.
Starting the fourth quarter, Cedar Rapids Prairie down by 3 with the basketball. Gabe Burkle, feed down low, the high-low game, but they kick it out to Ward. Hawks will try a 3. Walters, no good. Bodies crashing, and it's last touch by the Hawks as it goes out of bounds.
Good ball movement. They got a wide open shot, just rimmed out. But I think 2 main keys here are going to be protecting the basketball and making the free throws.
Well, it hasn't been a pretty game, but certainly the intensity has been there. As Brost, shot no good. Fliss gobbles up the rebound. Here come the Hawks. Walter playing so aggressively, takes it. And, they're going to draw a foul. Looks like they tied him up.
Kind of bailed him out there. He had no options. And the officials, let's see where it comes in.
So the 6th-team foul on Cedar Falls. So the Hawks in the bonus from here on out. Cedar Rapids Prairie has 5-team fouls.
Close to a 5-second call there.
Hawks beat Tigers by 10 the first time they met. Back on January 4th. Burkle, long 18-footer.
Yeah, just inside the arc. The big man has some range, a nice-looking jumper, and he's going to be one of the keys for them if they want to escape Cedar Falls with the win and the sweep here in the regular season.
A whistle away from the basketball. And that's going to be against Cedar Falls.
Did not see what the call was.
Oh, I think that's on Peters, and that would be Jake Peters' 4th. It is. So Jake Peters, valuable reserve for the Tigers, picked up his 4th. Back in goes Cade Corbett. He's playing with 3 personals. 6:38 to go. The Hawks trying to regain the lead after the Tigers rallied in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, they kept their composure.
Oh, look at it. Corbett knocking the ball loose, goes to the floor and comes up with a steal. Gotta like the hustle by the junior center. Campbell, what a tough shot he makes.
4 guys draped all over him. The body control, of the awareness of where the hoop is. Huge bucket.
Tigers playing without their head coach, Ryan Schultz, who's out with an illness. Trying to come up with a big win. There's Walters. He takes it strong to the basket. High arcing shot, and it's a 3-ball by Ward. Elijah Ward, who he spotlighted before the ball game, comes up with his 9th point of the game.
He's a baller.
Campbell trying to answer. Comes up short. Burkle, skies, grabs the board. We're tied at 33, and the Hawks with the ball. Wagamaster through the lane, draws contact, nothing called, and Campbell grabs the rebound.
Yeah, he went up, I think, sooner than he wanted to with the defender in the air and the contact, but the officials say there wasn't enough there to warrant a foul. Whoo! Nelly, hold on. This final 5:20. I said in the intro, this will probably be decided in the final minute, and we're knotted up at 33 all.
Tigers coming in 9-2, the Hawks 10-2, and there's that big shot by Walters to tie it up at 33 apiece. There's Coach Jeremy Rickardson, the white pullover, talking to his team. He's in his 8th year as the head coach. Bleacher creatures, they're into this ball game. Now look at the last 10 times these 2 teams have met, and Cedar Falls has had some good success against the Hawks, but of late, look at the Hawks. They've won 2 of the last 4 meetings after Cedar Falls had a 5-game winning streak in the series.
Yeah, and Prairie is just a good basketball school. And so has Cedar Falls been for so many years, and it is a great rivalry, and that's why Prairie just had to be feeling so good on January 4th when they had that 8-point victory. And Cedar Falls, guarantee they had this date circled on their calendar for the rematch.
5:20 remaining. And the Tigers have the basketball. They'll play it in on the far side of the court. Every possession critical. Corbett. Oh, tried to feed it to Bear. Let him too far. Bear able to chase it down. Dallas Bear working hard in the lane. And gets a good shot, but it rims out. Well, how many times have we said that tonight for Cedar Falls?
So many times, and that's why.
The rims have been unkind for the Tigers here on their home floor. Burkle muscles his way in and loses the handle.
So let's see what Cedar Falls does in this half-court set. A lot of times Campbell has it top of the key. They are laying off the Tigers' shooters behind the arc. And some of those lanes have been open to drive, but an empty possession where you don't even get a shot up due to the travel violation.
Well, you know Campbell and Bear are going to get their points, but you're hoping that Brost, Woods, and Corbett can maybe step up and get some important points here in this late going.
I really do think that free throws, and if you make them down in the final couple minutes here, could be the difference.
Deontay Fliss to Burkle. 4:12 to go here. Tied at 33. Ward for the lead. No good. Oh, look at Fliss getting the position in the quick release, and the Hawks back on top.
That's a backbreaker. When they watch this game film and highlight that possession, no way the Tigers should have not gotten that rebound.
And quickly, Jake Peters coming in, playing with those 4 personals. I think he's going to replace Corbett. Campbell was fouled. And he is a good job. He's made all 7 of his free throw attempts so far.
Hey, you pretty much can clear out and say, all right, get to the rim, draw the foul, get to the free throw line. Pretty looking shot. Very confident student athlete.
35-35, 3:48 remaining. There's Walters. His game is that slasher roll, taking it hard to the hoop. Fliss for the lead, and he gets the roll. So Deontay Fliss with a couple big baskets here in the 4th.
Yeah, he's on a 4-2 run just by him in the last minute of play.
Campbell drives, and again it hangs on the rim, but won't go down. And the Hawks have possession and a 2-point lead. 3:15 to go here in the pressure cooker at Cedar Falls High School. Burkle back to the basket. Ball stripped out of his hands by Campbell.
Yeah, just poked it out.
Trey has it. Behind him, Bear for the lead. No good. And Ward with the rebound, with the push.
Realizes he doesn't have numbers.
That's a good senior
play. And with a 2-point lead, you don't have to score early in the possession here.
Smart play by Ward. 2:40 to go in the game. Hawks up by 2. There's Fliss. 2:29. Hawks patient from the elbow. Won't go for Walter. And now Cedar Falls.
I'd like to see a drive here.
Yeah, Campbell will not go, and the Tigers, I think Peters just picked up his 5th correction. Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of contact as Trey drives to the rim. I said I wanted to see a drive. I really didn't want to see a 3-point shot because the Tigers have missed so many of those in this game.
Jay Peters fouls out, and 2:16 to go in the game, and now the Hawks shooting the 1-and-1. Gabe Burkle will go to the free throw line, shooting some important free throws. On the year, he's a 72% free throw shooter. So tonight, you look at the free throw line, the Tigers, they're 12 for 12. Meanwhile, the Hawks, 6 out of 10 at the free throw line.
And that's, again, we're in that crunch time right now where each possession is magnified. So a turnover in the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, yeah, that hurts. But now that could make the difference between a win or a loss. A missed three-point shot, a made three-point shot, just so much more. And again, there's no shot clocks here. So depending on how this next possession and these free throws pan out, you make both of them, you're up by 2 possessions. Prairie might change their approach here for how they play the final 2.
Burkle made his only free throw in the game back in the second quarter, shooting the 1-and-1, and he'll get the bonus. So trying to make it, as Eric said, a 2-possession game.
So calm. Again, they have that senior leadership. I talked about that after Cedar Falls made that run early in the third quarter.
Oh, he misses. Ball. Fliss. Johnny on the spot gets the long rebound. And now the Hawks up by 3 and the basketball.
So they already have 1 point this possession with the first free throw.
And Ward misses. There's Fliss again. Boy, he has played a huge role. 6 points here in this fourth quarter and some important rebounds.
2 offensive rebounds that possession.
Campbell goes in, doesn't get the call. And here come the Hawks. Walter to a trailing Burkle, blocked by Brost. And now a late foul called on Aaron Brost. Well, Campbell doesn't get the call, and then Chris Divig upset with the official about that.
Yeah, it's tough. Campbell drives in, and he just gets hammered. And then.
Yeah, Brost did get him on the arm. And now Deontay Fliss, 10 points in the game for him. But
yeah, it's good to have 2 offensive rebounds for a whole game. He had 2 the last possession. And time just winded down here. Cedar Falls really has to seize these opportunities, create something positive before this game slips away.
They're going to bring in Anthony Galvin, who can hit from outside. The time running out on the Tigers. They need points. Now down by 6.
Yeah.
Just a minute 41 to go.
A lot of weapons for Cedar Falls here.
And again, the shot's not going in. Trey Campbell, as the Hawks have done a good job containing him. And they get it's a 1 and done quickly for Cedar Falls. Oh, Wagamaster for a big 3 opportunity. Misses. Oh. Couple Tigers down as the Hawks get the ball, and Corbett grabbing his face. He is bleeding. Well, he got cut above the eye, and he's going to have to come out of the ball game. He's bleeding pretty good right now.
Yeah. A lot of unfortunate breaks as those heads just collided.
With his own teammate Galvin.
And he was down for a while before the officials stopped it. Ouch.
And remember, Peters has already fouled out, so the Tigers are going to have to go small. They're going to bring in Owen Denholm, 5'11 senior, with a minute 14 to go. Hawks have the ball. Tigers. Next foul will put Cedar Rapids Prairie into the double bonus, and Campbell has to foul.
Yeah, you want to extend this game and make it as long as you possibly can. And right now it's a 2-possession lead, up 6 points. But if Prairie makes their free throws, that will be the difference maker. And the Tigers just won't have an opportunity to come back.
Wagamaster now puts the Hawks ahead by 7. And Denholm out. They're going to bring in Carter Jewell. Kind of more offense here in the late going here. Time running out on CF as the Hawks looking to beat CF for the second time this year. Wagamaster hits them both, and now Cedar Falls down by 8. Campbell wait to pick up the ball. Once he touches it, that's when the clock begins. Well, Hawks playing perimeter defense. And now we got a foul on the floor. That'll put Campbell
Score points without time going off the clock.
Minute and 2 seconds to go. Well, stranger things have happened. We'll see. Down by 8, though. Just a minute and 2 seconds to go to this experienced Hawks team.
The tough part is Corbett.
There's
I mean, he's not coming back into the game. and you know, another player's fouled out. It's just this has not been a good last couple minute stretch for Cedar Falls, with some. Really, the difference has been giving up those offensive second chance points, and give credit to Prairie for creating those opportunities, crashing, and getting those offensive rebounds.
Somehow, through the struggle, Trey Campbell still has 17 points in the game.
Yeah, getting to the line.
Tigers need to foul. And here comes Walter in the backcourt. Oh, he loses control. He falls down. He tried to call for the timeout, and the ref will give it to him. Oh.
Not sure if he had control, Mark.
Yeah, that's my thoughts.
Falling back on his behind.
Let's see this again. Now, watch the stumble. Well, he still had dribble. And
I'll give it to him.
Yep, I think the referees did make the
Real
right call.
time, I didn't think so, but I'll give it to him.
Cedar Falls fans didn't like it, but appeared to be the correct call. It's a 6-point game. That's a full timeout taken by the Hawks. Still have 2 timeouts left here. Good chess match going on here between these coaching staffs. Mark Simpson with Eric Braley. Hope you're enjoying our coverage of Cedar Falls basketball. Eric, you haven't done a game in a while here. You were here from the very beginning, and how things have changed in here in the years, the early years of when we did Cedar Falls sports.
Absolutely, and it's always top notch. I'm just love the fact that these Cedar Falls High School student athletes get the best possible production and broadcasts. They can look back at these broadcasts for years to come and remember the glory days. I grew up in Nevada, town of 7,000. We didn't even have our games on the radio, let alone 9 HD cameras and a couple of announcers, and it's been fun. Great for the community.
Less than a minute to go, 55 seconds. Fliss will find Burkle, good free throw shooter. And foul called on Campbell. Tigers wanted to tie up, but Campbell will pick up his third. 53.6 seconds to go.
Again, you're just looking to extend the game. 53 seconds now on the clock. That's a lot of time.
And a double bonus again coming up for the Hawks. It's like a technical. They pull everybody back except the shooter, Big Gabe Burkle, makes the first. He has 11 points in the game. Well, the Hawks playing just their third game in 14 days and don't look rusty tonight.
They do not. They look determined as well.
Burkle makes them both, and that really puts Cedar Falls in a tough situation. Quick three, good by Campbell, and they use their second to last timeout. It's now just a 5-point game with 47.5 seconds to go. So Tigers still with a slight pulse in this one.
Yeah, the thing is, big shot by Trey there, but I really don't want to see him making the foul. He has 3 right now, so potentially you throw a couple of reserves in that have none or 1, 2 fouls, doesn't matter. But you try and get a trap and force the turnover, and if that doesn't happen within a couple seconds, have them foul, and then hope that the Hawks start missing some free throws.
Cedar Falls led by 3 going into the fourth after being down by 5 at intermission, and now it's the Hawks leading by 5 late in the ball game. Tigers 1 timeout remaining. The Hawks have 2. And Cedar Falls just looking for a steal, a tie-up, some type of way to get the ball back here without fouling. But if you can't do that, then obviously you got, as you just pointed out, you got to make that quick foul.
Yeah, the possession arrow is in favor of Cedar Falls as well. So, hey, this final 47 seconds could last a while. But Cedar Falls trying to turn the tides.
Walter gets it, avoids a couple players. Valuable time going off, and now Woods bumping into Burkle. 43.6 seconds to go. So
Burkle has just been really strong presence. Not much phasing him.
Oh, Burkle misses. And again, Tigers should have the rebound easy here with everybody pulled back here for the Hawks.
And Cedar Falls has their play drawn up. They talked about it in the huddle. We'll try and get a steal. If not, we'll foul, and this is the play we'll run.
Huge possession here. Cedar Falls down by 6. 42 seconds to go. In the corner, Galvin for 3. Oh, and he makes it.
Huge shot. Huge shot.
Inbounds pass, the pressure
In
on
trouble.
Walter. Heath has to call a timeout.
Yep.
Again, he was stumbling, but was able to get the timeout.
Good to know the situation. He knew he had a timeout to take. Tigers got the trap they wanted. There's still 30 seconds left in this one possession ball game, and they still have to inbound it and go the full length of the court.
That's, again, so a split second. That's a travel, but Galvin, Walter, the senior player, following that three-pointer by Galvin, able to get the timeout. What a play by the freshman here.
Yeah, like I said, they had it all drawn up. They had a timeout right before this. That was the shot they wanted. Everyone's looking for Bear, looking for Campbell to take the shot.
So it's a one-possession game, but can the Tigers get the ball back here? Burkle again will throw it in. They find Walter. Clock starts. When are they going to foul?
Potentially trying to get a 10-second violation.
Now the Tigers. Denholm takes it away, but they're going to call a foul on the Cedar Falls.
I disagree with that one. I disagree with that one. Oh, he reached in. At the very least, it should be a jump ball.
Let's see that again.
Almost. Oh, my. Reaches in and just takes it away.
Oh, mercy. Well, from that, watch this. Oh, how can they?
That's the difference. That is not the right call.
And then Wagamaster makes the free throw to make it a two-possession game.
He turned right into him.
Oh.
At the very least, it should be a jump ball. Oh, my. He just handed it to him.
He makes them both, and now it's a 5-point game. Only 21 seconds to go. Again, Cedar Falls has to score. Campbell all the way. Gets to the goal, and it's fouled. Oh, mercy.
Big play by Trey.
The hoop and the harm, and Campbell goes to the free throw line. It looked like the basket counts. Yes, it will.
Yes, it does.
And Trey Campbell keeps the Tigers' hopes alive. Makes this free throw. It's just a 2-point game.
Yeah, but time is winding down. Again, you want to extend it. I think you try and foul and get them to miss. You can't let 8 seconds go off the clock in hoping of creating a steal.
Free throw, good. 2-point game, 48-46, 16.5 seconds left. Ward in trouble, and the ball knocked out of bounds.
Tigers.
Last touch by the Hawks. Cedar Falls has the ball, or did they get a timeout call?
Timeout.
They did get a timeout
Final
call.
timeout. They knew they had it.
Well, the referee pointed it was Cedar Falls basketball. And now they're going to say, Hawks got the timeout. A couple tough plays here late. But it looked like Cedar Falls should have the basketball. Well, the referees got together quickly and discussed it. Watch it again. I don't know who's calling timeout.
At the coaches, if you look at the top of your screen,
Coach
the head
Rickardson.
coach, and that's the official.
Coach Rickardson in the white, watch him.
And then he's saying time. I mean, it's almost simultaneous as the ball is going.
That's
so now they have no
close.
timeouts left. They're inbounding in a really difficult part of the court.
Now the clock is...
Because they should be inbounding right in front of...
Yeah, I'm trying to see how much time's left. They have the timeout going with the seconds ticking off. And so I'm not sure how much time is still remaining in the ball game. We're under 16 seconds. I know that. So they had Ward in a tough spot, but Coach Rickardson able to get that timeout. Close play. So...
Well, this, again, we said this game was going to be decided in the final minute.
There's Corbett who bumped heads with his teammate Galvin, and he's sitting with that ice pack on his head. 11.2 seconds to go. Right at the end of the Tigers bench, Fliss will toss it in with the 6'8" Bear guarding. And he loses the handle. Wagonmaster.
You very rarely practice inbounding from that part of the basketball court. You do it underneath the hoop, where usually you can run back and forth. Tigers are asking for a timeout here. I'd keep this in my back pocket in case you can't inbound it, but I see the strategy of making sure everyone's on the same page. Cedar Falls, with a minute to go, looked like they were down and out, and there was no way they were going to win it. Love the defensive intensity. Love the fact that they've knocked down those free throws. 2 calls going against them that if at least one of them had gone their way, that would have been beneficial. And they're still in a position here to try and tie and force overtime. And here's how we got to this part of the game.
And there's Ward getting a huge shot for the Hawks, but Campbell, despite the struggles today, nails the 3. And just that grittiness, that no quit attitude by the Tigers. Dallas Bear with the 3. Shot underneath by Dallas Bear. This was early in the 3rd quarter. Some of the highlights here. A turnover. And Aaron Brost with the basket for the lead at that point in the ball game. And now the Tigers, do you go for the win with the 3 or just trying to get a basket and maybe win this in overtime?
I said it. You want to extend the game as much as you can.
Inbounds pass. Campbell with the catch. Up. Oh, and it's no good. And Campbell then is fouled. Oh, and what? It's going to be on Ward with 7.5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, no doubt. He went over the back. Just a little too strong on the attack, which it's hard. You got 2 guys hanging on you, and then a foul, and that's the 5th personal foul now.
Oh,
so that's a huge call.
Elijah Ward fouls out. 7.5 seconds to go. He's the 2nd player to foul out of the game. Jake Peters for the Tigers fouled out. About 2 minutes remaining in the ball game. So Elijah Ward, he'll finish with 9 points. Campbell at the free throw line. Needs both of these to force the tie.
Shooter's touch.
Falls in. And this to tie it at 48. Nothing but net. 7.5 seconds to go. Out of timeouts, the Hawks with the ball. Walters drives, shot, air ball. And we got a late whistle.
With 5/10 of a second.
And it's going to be on the Hawks. It's going to be on Fliss, it looks like. Cedar Falls celebrating with a half second to go. The Tigers are fouled. Deontay Fliss called for a foul. Let's see what happened there. Watch the drive by Walter. Fliss on the other end of the court. Oh, going over the back. And going to the free throw line, Aaron Brost. Tigers could pull this out miraculously if Aaron Brost can hit this. And this will be double bonus. That's the 10th team foul. Oh,
the Hawks likely would have no time with the half.
Brost misses. He'll get one more attempt.
You just need one. You just need one.
He's a 57% free throw shooter. Half second to go. Inbounds pass. Wagamaster at the buzzer. Off the mark. And the Tigers rally late and stun the Hawks 49-48. Wow, you want to see a more exciting comeback than what we did here in the last couple minutes of this game.
Channel 15 instant classic. Holy buckets. Down big. A horrible night offensively. Sluggish performance. The Tigers couldn't get out of their own way for the majority of this game, but when it mattered most, the Tigers stepped it up. They forced the turnovers.
A play in the game here. That's the inbounds pass with 11.5 seconds that got away from Wagamaster. And that led to Campbell hitting those couple free throws.
Yeah, Campbell.
Wow.
Campbell, incredible from the free throw line. 25 points. He scores half of his team's points. And did he miss a free throw? He missed one?
No, he's perfect at the line tonight.
You're going to have off shooting nights from the floor, but he got to the rim so many times.
13 for 13 tonight at the free throw
They
line.
needed every single one of them.
Wow. Wow, it looked like the Tigers down by 8.
Now,
under 2 minutes to go.
I do feel bad for Prairie because, you know, the game was called and their coaches were just not happy with that final call. But I think if they were to watch how this final fourth quarter played out, they will have seen that maybe they benefited from a couple of calls as well.
Oh, heart pounder tonight.
Let's see these two teams play a couple more times. Wow.
Oh, heart pounder as the Tigers win. Coming back, and it's Aaron Brose free throw with a half second remaining the difference as the Tigers shock the Hawks.
Can I toot my own horn? I said it's going to come down to the final seconds, and free throws are going to make a difference, right? Free throws made a difference in this game.
So, great
Wow.
game tonight. Excellent job by our Cedar Falls Community Television crew as always. For Eric Braley, I'm Mark Simpson, and you've been enjoying Cedar Falls boys basketball on Cedar Falls Community Television.